Hello, my friends. How are you today? It is Wednesday, a week and a half from Christmas. Can you believe it? But this is Krista Hirschberger with Krista's Crafty, and I just thought I'd come to you today. As I was working on creating tags today, you see this very simple tag. I found this in my stash and just started gluing together. This is Who Loves Caramel Creams? Raise your hand high. See those love hearts, right? Love emojis. Our children have a youth banquet tonight, and anyhow, I was helping Micaiah get this ready as she is flying home from Colorado today, and she's like, I forgot to do it. So mom to the rescue, right? But anyhow, I just needed a simple tag for this. And what I did, who remembers, actually they're still current, who remembers this buildable tags? And you see I keep this in the back, and I actually had a whole bag of leftover Christmas tags that I did last year that I kept tucked in here too. And I was like, let's just pull them out and make a tag. Well then, so that's just very simple and easy for her. Then I needed to make a few more tags, and I got into creating a little bit. And again, this is from the buildable tags that I just was pulling pieces out of the back to create some fun tags. Hey, Janet. Welcome, welcome. And I had a fun discovery. Do you see the colors on this tag? This is white embossed, but I have gold, I have green and red on this tag, and I was so excited. I think I might have known this and I just kind of forgot, but I thought I'd show you today how to heat emboss, because I know some of you are always asking me about heat embossing, and then also how to get some color on top of that heat embossing, because if you're familiar with heat embossing, you know that heat embossing like resists everything. And so it's hard to make anything stick on top of it. But I was pleasantly surprised, and I still, it doesn't come off. I'm so excited. So let me show you how I did this. So who are heat embossers out there? Go ahead and raise your hand. Or maybe it's something, I know a lot of people are scared to try it, and I encourage you, I'm going to zoom in here. I encourage you to give it a try. Heat embossing is just beautiful. And I'm going to show you tags here at the end that I created earlier and had showed. And I think I did a few more. But what I was thinking was, why don't I do this on this smaller tag and then have a larger tag behind it for another gift that I'm doing? So I'm going to do the same thing on a small tag. And then I cut out from our current mix-in paper pack. I love our mix-ins. Some designers like tags that I'll be able to attach this to. So anyhow, let's do that. But let's do heat embossing of this. So I'm going to keep this here so you can see. So something I always do prior to heat embossing is I do my static pouch and I rub that over the tag. Friends, this has been a lifesaver for me with heat embossing. That takes the static out. And what I would have before is have speckles of embossing powder all over my tag. And doing it this way, I do not. And so I am using this stamp set. It's one of the specials from the, what's it called? From Me to You tag set. There's 12 stamps, and I'm using the holiday treat one. And all of these stamps have a to and from in them, have an icon and words. And so I'm using this. And I'm just going to pull out this. I have my VersaMat, but I'm just going to do this so that I can stamp that. And when you heat emboss, you need a VersaMark ink pad. I'm using my coffee filter because that's where I'm going to dump my white embossing powder on. Okay. And I have it all blocked up on my 2x2 block. So I take my VersaMark, and this is a watermark, and I'm going to just do this like I normally do. I put it down, and hopefully I don't block you, and I just tap. Do you hear it? It's kind of sticky. It's a sticky ink pad, and it's not clear, but it is a watermark. And I don't press hard, but I want a lot on there. So now I'm going to come in here. How much am I in? I'm going to pull it down just so I can get over top of it. And hopefully you don't see my hair, right? And I definitely suggest this foam, okay? And I'm not rocking, but I am pushing, okay? And not crazy hard, but I want it to print. And there, let's cover this up and put the stamp here. Can you see that I literally could leave it like that, okay? And it would dry eventually. I should have tried that, but let me pull the coffee filter over before it dries too much. I'm going to lay that in here, open my powder, and go like so, because I want it to all be white. However, we know it's not going to stay white, right? So fun. And then I'm just going to take this and tap off. And something I forgot, I usually have a paintbrush here. Do you see those little specks on the end there? And you'll see some of that, but before, when I did not use the static, anti-static pouch is what this is called, anti-static pouch. Before, when I did not use it, I had those speckles everywhere and there was like no way I could wipe them off. So yay! So this is preheating. So before I spill this, I'm going to just take my coffee filter, and I've been using the same coffee filter for all season here. Oh, let me do this way. You know, when it's live, you're always going to, it's like you don't know what you're doing. How does that work? So I'm just going to do that. I just feel that keeps it nice. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my tweezers and put this up here. You don't ever want to take your heat tool and heat directly on your table. However, I'm doing that right now. And what I am doing is, this is the Ranger heat tool that we sell. Highly suggest this. It is not noisy. And I'm actually going to pick this up and bring this closer to see. But why do I not want to direct the heat? This heat will melt anything around me. But I have, you see the brown craft mat beneath me? That's the all-purpose mat. And that is heat resistant. And it does block the heat. So it's not heating my table. But I usually, when I'm not filming this, will. Do you see it changing? Do you see it changing? When I'm filming this, I will do it here, but when I'm not, I do it off the edge of my table and do it onto my concrete floor. I want to see if you can see it. Can you see it changing? Or is my tool in the way? I'm trying to keep it back. But there, can you see what's not done and what is done? Is that focusing in right? It's just, embossing is so fun to me. I think it's so fun. I really, really do. It just is amazing how that all works. And so now I wanted to add color to this. And as I was doing my first tag, I was like, okay, what could I do to add color? Heat embossing resists everything. And there, it's about done. So I left it dry a little bit, or I should say cool, not dry. Okay. And so I actually did another one here just so it was cool and we don't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to use this one. We'll let that one sit here. And I was like, why can't I use my tri-blend markers? They're alcohol markers, right? They are going to add some color. And so let's zoom in. That's what I ended up doing for my red and my gold. And so I started with the light first. And this is the medium. And I was like, oh, that's not quite dark enough. Let's go dark. And it really did pick up darker color. And so I did that for my leaves as well. Okay. And then, and you can see I'm using the darkest green here, but it really does not show up dark. And then for the stars, I was like, what else would work on resist? And I used my favorite, if you heard lately, the paint marker. And I'm using the 0.7. Okay, there we go. There we go. The 0.7 metallic paint marker. Actually, these may be out of stock at the moment. I'm not sure. But we have these in silver, in gold, and in copper. Now, I will tell you, the embossing is slippery. I need a scrap piece of paper. Let me just push. I want to push that tip back in. My little tip was coming out a little bit, and sometimes it just likes to do that. And so I just have to push it back in. but it is slippery, so I'm trying to take my time. Is my head, but do you see how it's painting? So fun. And so I just kind of turned around, but then like I did this first tag with the big one. And like I said, I'm going to show you some more of my heat embossed tags that I did this season. I had showed a few earlier. I can't remember all the ones I showed you, but I have them over here. I'm going to show you because I just love these little stamp sets. They're little A-size stamp sets that are $8.95, or you can buy them in the 12 pack and save 30% when you do that. Yay! So take a peek with my tweezers. Isn't that fun? And those metallic paints, markers, do you see they even give a shine? Now I could add gems or something onto here too. Let me zoom out a little bit. But then I thought this would really be cool. I was looking here, you know, I think I want to do the red because this one had tan on it. And I think I'm going to pull in white. Should I do, or I could just do it like that. And the paint markers dry really well too. Should I do, yeah, I think I want to do that. What do you think? I'm open to your suggestions. But this all-purpose mat is great because any dots that don't get on the, whatchamacallit, on the paper go directly onto there. And I only ever craft with my all-purpose mat. I line it up there, and actually a liquid glue might have been really nice to do, and then it would just kind of adjust into here. And in my little pile over here, I also have a bag of these. The one thing I really like about this set is you have the, what do you call these? Eyelet, the toppers, right? A part of this. And I think I have a black glitter in here. Oh, I have a gold glitter. Look, I have gold glitter, black glitter. So when I have scraps and I'm cutting other tags, I just happen to put these along with it when I'm die cutting them. And it makes it really fun. Actually, I think I want the black. And this time I am going to use my liquid glue, which is going to be like so. And so let's do that. And let me, oh, well, it is coming up. I was going to say, let me get my tweezers because I never can pick it up. I'm still going to get my tweezers. Okay. And let's just do this. And what's nice about the liquid glue is you can move it around a little bit until it's dry. Do you know what I mean? Get my chamois. Okay, cool. Yay! And then, look, then I will attach that there. I did find some old Close to My Heart ribbon. We have gold, and who remembers Waxy Flax? Anybody? Waxy Flax was like my favorite. I couldn't believe it when I found it in my stash. So, any ideas here on how to tie these? I don't know if I want them both done at the same here. If I want them both on the same tag. Any thoughts? I'd like to hear your ideas as well. Should I do them together like that? Maybe. I'm wondering if I'm going to see the black glitter if I do that. You know what? We're going to do this. And then I'm going to take some Waxy Flax. And what I did with this one, this was not Close to My Heart ribbon, but I took some twine and just kind of knotted it. And that was fun. Waxy Flax, if you're not familiar, is actually waxy thread. It's wax coated thread. And so it bends really easy. And it makes just for a fun little accent. And I cut way too much ribbon there. So let's do this. And so what I'm going to do is this, like so. I could have done black too, I guess. And I'm going to just knot it. And I've got fat fingers. And so that is, you know, what I work with. And I've learned that just kind of playing and having some fun and not pulling tight all the time, I really can work with my ribbons and my bows. Now this one is just like so, right? And then what about if I do something like this? So I'd love to know, do you like to make tags for your Christmas gifts? I do, I bake for our neighbors. I think this year I'm going to do cranberry shortcake, cranberry breakfast cake. I'm not sure if I'm gonna, let's do this. And so last year I did too. I like to make tags for them, special tags, handmade tags, just because that's what I do. And so I need to come up with something for them. Of course, I don't always go all out like this as far as the embossing. It's fun to just stamp, and just having something simple is really nice. But these tags I'm doing we have our family Christmas dinner this Sunday, just like our children and us, because our oldest, they're going to Georgia for Christmas this year because my daughter-in-law's grandfather passed away this year. This will be the first Christmas without Grandpa. So they wanted to be there for that, which is totally understandable. I'm not sure if I like that, friends, but there we go. There is a holiday tree. And then this waxy flax, you can kind of bend and shape. So how fun is that? So there is one there. I'd love to hear what you think you like better. But let me show you, I'll clear my little space out here and show you my other tags that I did with the From Me to You. Let's put these tools away. From Me to You special that's going on right now. And I had, yay, I think I need to back out, right? I don't think you can quite see all of these. Whoops. Other way. All right. Come on. There we go. Okay. So you can do these tags. So this one is heat embossed, right? And you can see that down here. But you can just stamp, or the other fun thing I've been doing is using the embossing pens. And these are pens that you write with and use your embossing powder to cover. And so I just did with the embossing powder, I just heated a little topper onto that tag. How simple is that? So these pens come in broad, medium, and brush. And I did some here so you can kind of see. Here's the medium, broad, and brush. And they come as a 3-pack. I think are they $9.95 or something for the 3-pack? But I use them for things like this. It's just so fun. And you can see here, this time with the embossing pens, I did the outside of this, and I just used my pen on the outside and then shook some of the embossing powder, the gold embossing powder. Here again, I took my broad tip and just did a line and just added some silver, gold heat embossed. This one, actually, I stuck that in there, and that is not. This is paint marker. This is the silver paint marker. I just saw that now. So there are different ways, and let me show you another paint marker down here. You can emboss in 2 colors. If you do the white and then heat that, and then do the gold, but then I use the gold paint marker, this one here, to get the stitching around the little one as well. But then, like I said, you can just stamp. Stamping is beautiful on these tags, and these tags are from the all-purpose tags. Let me grab them. I forgot to get them out for you, and I'm not finding them because they are in use at some point. So let me show you those in where they are located in the catalog. They are right here. All these big tags is what all of these are done with. And so you can just stamp them. And look, stamp them, and then I added just pieces of glitter paper, or stamping them and add some stickles, or just stamping them is a lot of fun. Here I added some bitty sparkles, and I used some of the paint markers. And I cut the tag 3 times, one in the sage, one in the pine, and then one I just cut the top of pine glitter paper to attach that to the top. So there's so many fun ways that you can do these tags. So let me just show you. Again, these are the from me to you. And what I really like, do I not have it in here? There's one that says, and let me show you. There's one that says, have a cup of cheer. And yes, have a cup of cheer in different ways. Oh, I did do that one. Where is it at? It was just a stamped one. And all of a sudden I can't see it. Here's one. I didn't bring it over. There's a have a cup of cheer. And so that can be used anytime. Hey, Joni. And so it is, you can get them in 3 packs, or you can get the whole bundle and save 30% of all of those fun stamps. But I just thought it's tag making season. And something else I did too, and I think I showed this earlier, is you can add those tags to anything. I created it as a card front, but of course I wouldn't even need the tag. I could just use it as a sentiment on here as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'd love to know if you learned something new, but I was so excited to be able to figure out that I can color on top of the Heat Embossed, but only with my alcohol markers and my paint markers were the things that I can do that with, because they do not resist the Heat Embossed items. So, all right. Well, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and week. Any questions, give me a shout, but I hope you can get some creating in there and maybe even use your talents as part of gifts this year. I'd love to hear about it. All right, friends, we'll talk to you later. Bye.